Hi, guys. This is Chapter 7 from A Boy at War. Adam went around the side of the house to stow his bike in the shed. He was late. He got a glass of milk in the kitchen and went out to face his father. His parents were sitting in the garden with their neighbor, Mrs. Parker, having afternoon cocktails. His parents were both dressed to go out, his father in his high-necked dress whites and his mother in a white dress and high heels. Bea was playing in the grass near them. "Hey, I know I'm late," Adam began. "Oh, well, there he is," Mrs. Parker said, raising her cigarette. "The little hero. The tall drink of water." She always had something funny to say, but he liked her. "Milk," he said, holding up his glass. "Tall drink of milk." Mrs. Parker smiled and stood up. "Well, see you folks later." She went through the hedge to her house. Adam's father leaned back, hands behind his head. "You were going to be home early, Adam. 1800, I believe, and it's now..." He looked at his watch. "Sorry, Dad." He explained about the bike and the hole in the road and how he didn't see it till too late. "It was that god..." He almost swore, but his father stopped him. "Watch your mouth. You don't talk that way in front of your mother." Sorry. He couldn't stop saying sorry. "My bike was broken, Dad. Davy's father welded it back together." "Well, who's Davy?" "He's a friend of mine from school. His father wouldn't take any money, and the bike is as good as new now."
"Who are these people? Where do they live?"
"Chinatown."
"Chinese?"
"No." Something in his father's voice put Adam off saying anything about his plans for the morning. "They're Japanese."
"Well, tomorrow you bring Mr. Tojo, or whatever his name is, $1 for his work. And I expect there are plenty of other boys for you to make friends with."
"Davy's the smartest boy in our class, Dad."
"Well, that may well be, but I want you to think about things. Like who he is and who you are."
His father picked up his cocktail, took a sip, then handed the glass to his mother.
"Can you get me some more ice, Marilyn?"
"Oh, I'll get it, Dad," Adam said.
"No, I want to talk to you."
His mother went back in the house.
"Sit down, son,"
his father said. Adam sat at the edge of the seat. He knew what was coming.
"Adam, I am an officer in the Navy. This is a military family."
He was keeping time with his foot, giving Adam the drill, marching him through it.
"I shouldn't have to tell you this. You know this. What you do reflects on your family, reflects on me, and reflects on the United States Navy."
"I know, Dad."
"Now, the Navy has been good to me. I grew up in the Navy. I became a man in the Navy. It's given me everything, and what it's given me, it's given you too. You know that the searchlight is always on me, on us, on our family. Our conduct has to be above reproach. Do you understand? You wouldn't want me to do anything that would bring shame on me or the Navy."
"Oh, you never would," Adam said.
"Correct. Because I think about what I do, who I associate with, who my friends are. And that's what I want you to do. Think."
His father leaned forward and tapped Adam on the knee.
"We're very close to war with Japan. That's why we're here in Honolulu and Pearl. Listen, Adam, I have nothing against this boy you've met. There are a lot of them here. 40% of the Hawaiian territory is Japanese. This is the most Japanese city in the world outside of Japan. There are some Navy people who think they are all spies, and I'm not that way myself, but I would not be friends at this time with anyone who is Japanese."
"But Davy's an American," Adam said. "Nisei, that's what that means. He was born in this country, Dad. He won the American Legion contest."
"Well, your friend may have been born here, but his parents weren't. Am I right?"
Adam nodded.
"They are Japanese first, just as you are an American first. Their allegiance is to their country, just as ours is to our country. And when the war starts, what are they going to do? Nobody knows exactly, but count on it. They're going to be a big problem here in Hawaii."
His mother had returned with their drinks. "Emery," she said, "maybe the war situation isn't as bad as we think. I was just listening to the radio, and our Secretary of State is talking to the Japanese ambassador in Washington at this very minute.
All I'm saying is we have to be careful. I want Adam to be careful. We just don't know. I can't have anyone saying that Lieutenant Emery Pelko's son has a friend who's a...
Well, what about Kaneko? Adam interrupted. And Hadaiko. They're both here every day, right in our house. Everyone we know has Japanese working for them.
Well, I'm not concerned about that. They work, we pay them. This town, all of Hawaii, the sugar plantations and the pineapple industry, they'd all close down without them. I'm just telling you, a friend is something else. Doesn't matter what you think or I think, we're judged by our friends. And whatever you do comes back on me.
Adam was silent. His father was saying he had to give up Davy.
Adam, his father said, it's not like there's a shortage of boys.
Adam nodded and stood up.
Am I talking to myself?
I heard you, sir. His jaw was tight. Everything in him was tight. He couldn't talk, couldn't look at his father. He didn't want to. Just then, Bee created a commotion. She came running out of the house, followed by Kaneko. I want to go to the movies with you, Bee cried. Too late for baby, Kaneko said, trying to catch Bee, but she couldn't run fast enough in her kimono. Hey, Kaneko's right, Adam's mother said. It's too late for you to stay up, honey. You're not old enough for the movies. I can stay up. I am old enough. I'm not going to sleep. I don't want to stay alone with Kaneko. Oh, look at Kaneko, his mother said. Look how sad she is. You're hurting her feelings. Kaneko tried to pick up Bee, but Bee squirmed out of her arms. Adam, she cried. He picked her up and whispered in her ear, Hey, I'll bring you a Mary Jane if you're a good girl. Oh, Mary Jane? She put her arms around his neck. All for me? I won't even ask you for a bite, but you have to stop crying and stay with Kaneko. By the time he got her settled and they'd picked out a storybook to read, his father was calling. Rats, Adam said. You said a bad word. I know a bad word, too.
Oh, you do?
I have to whisper, she said. Shut up. Adam rolled his eyes.
Really bad, he said.
After his father parked the car, they strolled over to Palm Boulevard. The air was sweet. Not even the car fumes could change that. It was Saturday night, and the city was dark, blurry, and soft. Even the cars purred. Walking behind his parents, Adam was conscious of the click of his mother's high heels and the regular measure of his father's step. He matched his step to his father's, a steady beat, as if the two of them were one step, one heart. I'm not fighting you, Dad. I understand about the Navy and our family and all that, but it doesn't seem fair. It's not even Davy so much. It's being told who I can be friends with. Sailors who passed on the sidewalk saluted his father. Adam saw some boys from school and sort of saluted them, half raised his hand. Yeah, they said. Hi, Adam. The movie theater was full of white uniforms. Adam stopped at the candy counter to buy the Mary Jane for Bee, then joined his parents. He sat down next to his mother, sate down, and propped his knees against the seat in front of him. His father reached over and tapped him, and he sat up and put both feet squarely on the floor. The theater darkened, and a picture of the flag came on the screen. They all stood and saluted while the Star-Spangled Banner was playing. Then they sat down again, and the cartoon came on. Bugs Bunny, then the March of Time newsreel, then the movie The Great Dictator. The last Charlie Chaplin movie that Adam had seen was Modern Times. He'd liked that a lot, especially when Charlie got caught in the gears in the factory. This one made fun of Hitler and Mussolini, and it was pretty funny, but not as good as he expected. What he really remembered afterward was the newsreel and the war pictures and the commentator's deep, authoritative voice.
The German army is on the attack in Russia.
Pictures of German paratroopers sliding down the wing of a cargo plane like penguins sliding off a shelf of ice. Next, a picture of an Italian ship sinking off North Africa and the sailors leaping into the ocean.
Now look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching a war from a ringside seat.
The last segment was a training film of American soldiers bayoneting canvas bags that were supposed to be enemy soldiers.
Now look at our boys,
The commentator said.
look at them go. Fool with America and you stir up a hornet's nest, and we know how to sting.
Adam clapped and cheered with everyone else, but when he glanced over at his mother, her eyes were shut tight. She couldn't bear violence, even fake bayoneting of a canvas bag. His father was looking at her too. He winked at Adam. Okay, Adam took a deep breath. His father wasn't mad at him anymore. When they got home, Kaneko gave Adam's father a message to call the base. The duty officer had a family emergency and Adam's father was needed to cover for him.
Well, now I should be home sometime tomorrow,
he said, kissing Adam's mother. He was going to drop Kaneko off at her home on his way to the base.
Maybe in the afternoon, okay? Bye, son.
Bye, Dad, Adam called over his shoulder. He was on his way to put the Mary Jane on Bee's pillow.